This is a message for Keir Starmer. I don't know if you heard, but Keir Starmer set up an elite unit of police officers whose sole purpose is to trawl the internet and track down those dreadful people who have anti-immigrant sentiment. Well, Sir Keir, hands up. They don't have to look any further. I am one of those people. I have anti-immigrant sentiment. Not immigrants that come here legally and go through the process and come to contribute to society and actually love this country and work hard and work for the betterment of our country. No. That's not the type of person I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people whose first act when they get to this country is to break the law, whose first act when they set foot on this country is to become an illegal immigrant. I know the Home Office doesn't like to use the word illegal immigrant. They find it very offensive. Well, if someone comes into the country illegally, they're breaking the law and they are an illegal immigrant. I'm speaking very slowly, Keir, because obviously you have a very, very big problem in understanding what the British people want, what the British people have asked for at least the last 10 years. And of course, what you're looking for is the silver bullet to demonise people like me, call us far-right agitators, kick our door in, arrest us, and trail us away, never to be seen again. Very much like you're probably going to try and do with Tommy Robinson, because he seems to be the whipping boy every time you lot mess up, make a mistake, he points it out, you decide to go after him. But let me give you some advice. I think this is what you should do, Sir Keir. All those migrant hotels that are surrounded by people like me, people with anti-immigrant sentiment. But let's rephrase that. People who don't like illegals coming into our country and taking the mick out of us and everybody else in the whole of Europe. We don't really want that happening anymore. We're sick of it. The Irish are sick of it. The French are sick of it. The Dutch are sick of it. Everybody's sick of it, Sir Keir. And do you know what? We're even sicker of you and people like you that blame the far right for all this. So let me give you some advice. Send the police to those migrant hotels. Surround those migrant hotels where all those protesters are. And then turn round away from facing down the protesters, turn towards the hotels, walk into the hotels and arrest every single illegal migrant that is in those hotels. Put them in handcuffs, put them in vans, take them away, take them to prison, lock them up, and then deport them. Don't let them have an asylum claim. In fact, anybody coming to this country illegally should forego an asylum claim, and it should be your job and your duty as Prime Minister to pass legislation that means that if anybody comes here illegally, they cannot claim asylum. Capiche? Does that make sense? It seems pretty sensible to every right-thinking person in the United Kingdom. So, Sir Keir, I've tagged you into this. I'm going to tag the Metropolitan Police and the PSNI on the tweet so that they can understand exactly what we want. It's going to say, what I say in this message, Sir Keir, is going to save so much time and hassle for your elite unit of police officers. And I wonder, are they anything like that elite police officer that knocked that guy's door in Manchester last year and arrested him for a tweet? The one that looked like Mr. Magoo. Anyway, what else do we want you to do, Sir Keir? Well, once you've locked this lot up and you've deported them, then we want you to deploy the police right the way up and down the country, going into little takeaways, going to Deliveroo, going to these delivery places, going to the local tandoori restaurant, Spice Island, whatever they're called. Go into those places, check everybody's papers, find all the illegals, lock them up in prison and deport them as well. Apparently, Sir Keir, there's 1.2 million people in this country illegally. That should be your priority. That is a national security threat. That is a national emergency. You should declare a state of emergency, not to deal with the far right, because there isn't one, they don't exist, but to deal with the 1.2 million people who broke into our country, who are taking the mick out of this system, and who we are paying for. Because, of course, we know what's really happening here, Sir Keir. What's really happening is your corrupt government and your corrupt civil service and the corrupt passport office are rushing through these claims for asylum, that these chancers are putting upon you, and you're letting them have asylum. So not only are illegal people rewarded by hotels, trainers, mobile phones, etc., they're also rewarded by getting the golden ticket of being a successful asylum seeker in the UK, which means they jump to the top of the housing list, which means they're guaranteed benefits for life, which means they're guaranteed world-class healthcare, while veterans and working men, like that poor man, the carpenter that was on Sky News, that's rattling around on trains every night because he can't afford anywhere to live, because he actually did everything right, worked all his life, paid his taxes, looked after his elderly parents, and then ended up homeless. What about him, Sir Keir? What about him? What about the countless others? What about all the veterans who've fallen on hard times? Men who actually fought against some of these people that are getting put up in hotels? What about the fact that there are actually Taliban among these people that have come across from Afghanistan, Sir Keir? Does that worry you? Should that not be where your elite police force is looking? So let me make it really, really easy, and I'll tell you what we want, these far-right agitators. We want peace in our country. We want security in our country. We want our women to be safe. We want our children to be safe. We want our wives and our mothers to be safe, our sisters, our brothers, our family unit to be safe. And we want anyone that's here illegally to go. We also want all those ones on the terror watch list out as well, by the way. And we want all the rape gangs gone too. So there's a little shopping list for you, Sir Keir. Do you know what? I don't want someone who's a bogus asylum seeker, who's managed to game the system. I don't want him moving into my street. I don't want him moving into my town. I don't want him being anywhere near my granddaughter or my daughter or any of my children. I want them gone. And I think everybody else that's got a brain in the UK wants them gone as well. You see, it's not affecting you. It's not affecting you in your elite little set, the multi-millionaire set, where you never have to rub shoulders with the real riff-raff like me. You can just avoid us and look the other way. But you know what, Sir Keir? I serve my country. I put my life on the line. When you were a revolutionary communist, I was a soldier fighting against revolutionary communists. And let's just leave it there.